Hi, y'all, and welcome to the Bear Experiment Podcast. We're coming to you live from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm here with my favorite sister girls, Mayling and Bella Clavijo, and I'm your host, Monica Clavijo. Thanks for joining me on the podcast today, ladies.
Always. We have no choice.
We are so very glad to be here today. This has been one very, very chaotic trip. Some stuff has been great. Other stuff has been traumatizing, hilarious. So yeah, I think this is going to be a great podcast today, and I hope everyone really enjoys it.
I didn't know if I was going to get the mic back, Bella. Thank you. Yes, so we're here in Nashville, Tennessee. We planned this trip a couple of months ago just to get out of Miami and not get out of the monotony, right? The regular monotony that we do on an annual basis with the family, and it's just nice to get away. And we got to tell you that traveling, we left on the 28th from Miami International Airport, and that was a nightmare through American Airlines. Okay, we don't want this to be a negative podcast. We're trying to leave everything bad out on 2023 and start the new year with love and abundance and all the beauty. So we're going to get it out tonight, right before. What time is it now? It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're going to drop it here.
Central time, 5 o'clock. It's 6 p.m. in Eastern Miami.
So as I'm headed, we're supposed to be at the airport at 10:30 p.m. on the 28th, which was a Thursday evening. And as I'm heading to the airport in the Uber, I get a phone call from sister girl, Mayling, telling me, "Where are you?" I'm literally getting on the Palmetto right now. She's like, "Turn around, the flights are all delayed." Why don't you start and tell us a little bit about this? Because this was really, really bad. It was horrible.
Yeah, first it was delayed from 10:30 to 2:30. Then I would get alerts every 5 minutes saying 3:30 a.m., 4:30 a.m. Now it's 7 a.m. So it was, at the end of it all, we ended up leaving 12 hours after our scheduled flight was set to leave. So there was troubles with the tires. We had to get off a couple of times from the airplane. Mechanical issues. I mean, I felt like having an outburst because we were sitting on the tarmac for so long. I felt like having an outburst, a la like, I don't know about y'all, but this MFer back there is not real. Like, that's how I felt, that I was getting this like high anxiety. I was like, should we really get on this plane? This is not good. But finally, we took off. 12 hours.
But they did have us get off the plane one time. They were just like, get off the plane. We need to, what was it? Change the tires. That's what they were telling us. But it was really bad. She was actually researching the airplane, and somehow she connected it back to Cuba. So somehow she thought, okay, you know that everything gets delayed in Cuba. This is why we're having a delay for the evening. No. There was problems with the plane. That's where we were at. Bella, you want to add to this frustration?
Yeah, no, it was a lot. We were exhausted because, like, come on, like, we had to wake up at like literally like 4 o'clock in the morning. So on top of that, we didn't even end up leaving the actual, like, we didn't end up even taking off until like 11:30, which was Eastern time. So it was terrible.
So we finally take off from Miami International Airport. We're on our way to Nashville, Tennessee. We're so excited. We're just happy to be off the ground and just like getting to our destination at this point. Because we really got to a point where we're just thinking, should we just cancel the whole trip and not even get over there?
Yeah, I mean, the airplane, at the beginning it was fuller. Then we saw more and more seats available. We're like, why are people like just vacating? They even the flight attendants opened up the because we were sitting on the tarmac for so long. They opened up the door. They said, whoever wants to leave can. So I had never heard that. But again, this is like, I think this is not atypical of traveling during the holidays. You hear these stories of, nightmares because there's so many delays, so many people are flying. So I guess it's just par for the course. But now we have one story to tell.
So we finally arrive in Nashville, Tennessee, and we take an Uber straight to our hotel room. Oh, you have something to add? Go ahead, sister girl.
So, first of all, just to get into the Uber, this man, I don't know whether he was driving at like a mile per hour. I guess there might have been traffic because of like the holidays and everything. But this man, no joke, probably took about an hour and a half to get there to the airport. I don't know how far this man lived from the airport. I don't know what was going on. Literally took him an hour and a half just to get to the airport. So he had to sit there in like 30-degree weather for like a literal hour. So, and she was not prepared for the weather whatsoever. Monica was not prepared. She was literally came there in like open-toed shoes. So she was like freaking shaking because it was so cold. So, yeah.
Yeah, Monica, even though I warned her about the weather and I sent her several texts saying, hey, it's going to be 30 degrees. Here's the weather in Nashville. Monica decides to pack, I don't know, like a onesie, like a cotton onesie. That's the best way that I can explain this. And then like espadrilles. I don't know. And then wedges, like open-toed wedges. This is what she packed on her trip. And she was freezing when we got here, but we made it through. And so then we got on the cab. We get to the hotel.
So we get to the hotel. Mind you, we're freezing, right? This is very negative, but it does get a little more positive. We're having a better day today. We're doing a podcast. We arrived to the hotel. What was the name of the Holston? The Holston
House.
The Holston House.
Don't ever go there.
No. It was great. Yeah.
What are we gonna? I mean, I have nothing positive to say about the place.
It wasn't a good experience. But maybe this was our experience. And this is part of the reason why we wanted to do this podcast from here. Because we end up arriving. Clearly our flight is delayed, like we're explaining to you guys. As we arrive in the hotel that we're checking in, we never called them to let them know that we weren't going to be arriving because we were stuck on an airplane pretty much. Or they were constantly changing our flight hour. So what are we going to tell them? We're going to get there at 3, 4. We don't know. We just know that we have reservations for 4 days, and that's where we're going to stay. We have this paid up front through Expedia. Let's add that little, preface in there also, right? When we arrive at the hotel, that we are completely exhausted, been trying to get to Nashville for over 12 hours. They tell Mei Ling that they gave a room to somebody else because we never called them to let them know that we weren't going to be arriving.
First of all, the literal the reservation was supposed to close at 4 p.m. Keep in mind, we literally got there at like 1 p.m. So you tell me we got there at 10 o'clock at night, okay. But the worst part is, guess what? They still charged us for the first night that we never even stayed there.
And they gave our room away.
Wait, what is it? And that's okay because if that's something that we're signing right off the bat, and we have to pay for the first night, but we have a reservation for 3 more nights where we're going to be guaranteed that we have a room to stay in with children, with minors. And when we get there, they had given our room to somebody else. They're still charging us for the one night that we didn't get there. And now we're in the middle of Nashville during the holidays, right around New Year's, where there's no rooms available because this place is packed right now. So sister girl Mei Ling decides to have a full-blown Merle Street breakdown in the middle of the lobby. And Bella's going to reenact it. It was good. It was, we didn't know if to like cry with her or like to walk away from her and pretend that we didn't know her.
Well, let me just preface by saying that the reason that I had a little bit of a breakdown is because the hotel manager said, I'm so sorry, but I can't do anything about it. I'm not doing her accent well, but she was just like very cold, very like, I'm so sorry, but yes, we gave your room away. We have nothing here for you. So I'm like, but wait. And then she's like, and I have to attend the people in the line.
You're taking up too much time. Can you please step aside so that I can attend to the ones that are staying in the hotel that do have reservations for the evening?
Yes. And then, no, she can reenact.
So Bella and I are standing in a corner, and Mei Ling decides to have a full-blown breakdown, which I'm not knocking her for it. It was just a little bit like, you're like, am I on her team? Am I standing next to her? Like, and do I start crying with her? Or am I walking away because she's embarrassing the shit out of us right now?
I didn't care. I had to get something done.
I literally like turned around to Monica and I was like about to just start bursting out laughing because she was like there having a full blown like mental breakdown from the woman, and the woman was just like, I cannot do anything for you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I need to attend the people behind me, so if you could just please shift off to the side and then I will assist you right after. Right after, don't even worry about it. And we're just like, oh my god. And my mom was like, I do not understand. Like, I'm on the verge of tears right now. Like, you do not know what we've been through so far. Like, she's like, they're like covering up her eyes. She's like, we have been on the tarmac of an airplane for 12 hours. We are running off of like, I have not slept. I haven't slept in the last 12 hours. I am about to pass out.
They're not hearing you.
Just reenact it.
No, but say that.
You're telling us that you're putting two women, one with mental, instability, and two children, okay? You're putting us out into the cold street. And at this point it's like 30-degree weather, so I'm not lying. Like, you're putting us out into the cold street, you don't have room for us, and you're telling me that, that my reservations are not valid.
So needless to say, they moved us to another corner of the hotel so that we didn't scare the rest of the guests away. And guests were really nice, right? Like there were different. There were people were coming up to us and they were coming like asking us questions. How can we help? Do you work for a television station? Do you want to talk about this live? No. Yeah, no, it was bad. The ambulance came in at one point. It was for somebody else, and I thought that it might have been.
It was for someone else, but yeah, it was funny.
So they ended up giving us a reservation at another hotel, at the sister hotel, which was one block. What was it? It was one block right around the corner.
But we still had to pay for it.
Yeah, no, we still had to pay for it. Plus, we had to pay for the one night. So, and we started to pay here, and we also had to pay for the one night. So, insane. But let me tell you guys about the one block that we had to walk. So we're leaving the place, right? And we're like, we're like about to turn. We're like, it's probably just going to be like right next door or something. Tell me why we had to walk up a hill, in like 30-degree weather. Poor Monica over here was not prepared whatsoever. Her and her open-toed shoes. And like we were all just like struggling. So we're like basically mountain climbing. We are on a hike up a mountain. Okay, and we were just struggling. Like the wind is of course blowing directly into our face. So we get there out of breath. My mom looks like she has ran a marathon. Like her nose. I call her Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer because whenever she does anything, her like whenever she's in cold weather or anything, her nose gets like bright red.
It's RNS. It's RNS, and it's a serious medical condition. It's RNS. It's a serious medical condition. Red nose syndrome. I have the Asian flush. It's known. It's a thing.
It's a phenomenon.
So of course we're struggling to get up this hill. And then I have to talk lower because we're here.
Why can't I hear you?
Shut up. I'm going to talk into the mic. You can hear it when you edit it. Okay? Because I'm talking about the hotel. I can't be so loud. So we get here. Tell me why. There was like a fire hydrant or something, or like a pipe in the corner bursting out water. We're like, what is going on? We're like, what could possibly be going on? Like,
explain how they give us a room where we have water.
So we go into like the literal entrance. First of all, is through like this alleyway. Like I felt like I was about to get kidnapped. So we're going through this alleyway. Finally, we get into the room. Finally, there's heat because we were like shaking. So finally, we go through this alleyway and we get in. And then they're like, "Oh yeah, the people here were super nice. By the way, we loved them. Whatever." So we got there and they're like. The owner of this hotel was like, the manager, whatever. So, she's like, if you ever hear any like talking or any whispers in the hallways or in the elevators saying that they don't have water in their hotel rooms, they don't have electricity, or they hear like a lot of ruckus at night, just so you know, you guys will have water and electricity, so don't even worry about it. We get up to the room, and Monica's like, oh, look, guys, we have water. Like, the little Dasani water bottles. We have, like, 2 of them. And she's like, oh, yeah. And also, at the front desk, they literally have, like, stacks of water bottles. And we're like, what is this? Like, is there, like, a water shortage in Nashville? We're like, what is going on? So she's like, we do have water. And then my mom was like, Monica, no. Some hotel rooms here don't have running water. Like, they have that water there so that when they're going to shower or something, they have to pour a water bottle down them to bathe themselves.
These are some assumptions that I've made just because she said, don't worry, you all have water. I think that, yeah, there's something going on with the water line here where I don't know if some hotel rooms don't have any running water at all, but there is an issue. There's an issue going on in this hotel. It's going through some renovations. But for that, I guess at that point it was just gratitude on my end that I had like a hotel room, that we had, running water, that we had everything going on, so it was for my end, it was like, it's not that bad, it's okay, I think, right? Hotel.
We have a room. We had 2 beds. We had a toilet. We had a shower, and we had bad coffee. And for me, I'm in a happy place. I'm in my happy zone. Like, I was just like, okay, we're able to sleep in a warm bed tonight.
Yeah, it's not what we originally had signed up for, because our first hotel was nicer. But I'm just grateful that Sheridan took us in, because we're like refugees at this point when we got here.
So the next day it was that same evening, right? We end up we were like, okay, let's go to, this is a place of barbecue. This is where people come and they eat the best barbecue in the country. This is where we're going. Puckett's.
Buckets can suck it.
Puckett's. How do you pronounce it?
Sorry, I don't want to offend anybody, because I don't want all of your viewers out there. Your national viewers.
We don't want to get canceled, but the food was there was nothing there. Yeah, it was edible. We were hungry. We just had to at that point eat a meal. Very expensive. Everything was super overpriced. I mean, they messed up mashed potatoes. How do you mess up mashed potatoes? The ribs were hard, Flanagan's in Miami will tear that place up any day with their ribs.
Monica, I do not think that you should be talking about the ribs, because the amount of times that she would say, like, these ribs are so bad, and then she would take 5 more bites, and then she would continue to say how bad the ribs are. You cannot say that you were hungry. You cannot say that you were hungry, because even if I was hungry, I would not even eat that much.
Okay, then talk about Timothy Chalamet.
Okay, so we're basically almost done eating, whatever, like, they're still having their drinks and stuff, like, Sydney's still eating her food and stuff, but I'm already done. We're basically already done eating, and then my mom is like, Bella, turn around, is that Timothy Chalamet? I turn around, I see a man with, like, he had like the same look, like, like how Timothy Chalamet has like he has like the hat that like covers his face and stuff, he has like the hoodie and stuff, like, and then whatever, and I turn around and I'm like, Mom, that is not Timothy Chalamet. That was not Timothy Chalamet, because I know I love Timothy Chalamet, and I know damn well that was not him. So I was like, I don't know about all that. And then, so I say that we saw Timothy Chalamet from Temu.com. So they continue to think that it was actually him.
That was him.
And then so I just continuously keep turning around, because I'm like, is this actually him? Like, should I go up to him and ask for a picture? And then we are like, whoop, and then all of a sudden we see him like taking out his wallet, and he's like he pulls out like a wad of cash. Like, I'm talking about, there was probably $300 in that wad of, I was like,
300, it was like a wad.
Nobody can hear you without the mic.
It was a big wad of cash. Like, he was treating his family to dinner, and it was Timothy Chalamet,
celebrity style. Like, the little kid was packing with the money.
and he had a
So, just so you know, it could have been like $1 bills. He could have been whooping out $20 in dollar bills. So, I would not be so confident. And then, so we asked, when the server comes to pick up our plates and stuff, we ask her, we're like, was that Timothy Chalamet? And then after you whooped out the water cash, him and his family all left. So we were like, is this Timothée Chalamet? We're like, what? What? So the server comes over to pick up our plates and everything, and I'm like, and my mom asked, like, was that Timothée Chalamet? And she was like, him? And she was like, yeah. She says, like, I mean, he had a very, like, thick southern accent, so I'm not too sure. And then my mom was like, he was in character. So my mom's convinced that he's, like, filming a country movie, that he has to be, like, with some thick, like, country accent. I was convinced. You heard it here first, according to my mom.
Underground sighting of Timothée Chalamet.
I think you're pronouncing Timothée Chalamet.
Because he's French.
Yeah.
I love Timothée Chalamet.
Can I get my podcast back? Anyway. Oh, you're not done?
So, yeah. So, we might have met Timothée Chalamet. It was really funny. And, yeah. So.
Went to a historical site.
Oh, the mansion.
Yes.
So we went to a plantation, which is not appropriate to say anymore. It was called the Belmead Mansion. Yeah. Located here in Nashville, Tennessee, and it had a lot of like historic significance with thoroughbred horses and Clydesdales, and with the different families that were actually raising these different breeds of horses and selling them. And it was just it was an interesting dynamic, just hearing how everybody thinks that Kentucky is the international, right, like horse country of the world, and how it really started here in Nashville, Tennessee. And due to out of the prohibition laws that were set here during those times where there was no gambling or drinking at that point, it was available in Kentucky. So all of a sudden, all the gambling and the drinking just like exploded over there, and
so we have the Kentucky Derby. But initially, it was, well, at least that's what their claim was.
That's the story that they're saying, and I like it. I'm feeling it.
Yeah. Everywhere that I go, like I always want to get like in like a museum or something like historical. That it's like a. You don't like it, Bella? You do. You like those experiences.
I guess it really depends on like what it is,
But everywhere we go, I like that. I like to.
You do not have the mic.
Oh. But everywhere we go, I like to include something like that. I think it's important to like have
the historic significance so that you can understand the culture. Absolutely. So then we did a little bit of downtown exposure here. What was honky tonk? Oh.
It's called the Honky Tonk Highway, and I think it's called Broadway. Really is like the main event, and it's true. It caters more to adults getting drunk, live music. It's almost like not New Orleans, but it's very much like in that it just has like the live music. Everywhere you go is like live music. Such talent is in the city. So we went into like a few of those like bars, maybe not super appropriate for like.
Well, Post Malone and Morgan Wallen are here. They're being posted all over social media that they're here in Nashville.
And we've gone to inside those bars to like listen to live music in the daytime. So it's not inappropriate. Like there's a lot of little kids also there.
It's definitely a fun town, but I think that it's an adult town. I think that for children, this is no Disneyland. It's like an adult version of Disneyland. Everybody's outside drinking with their boots on, and in the saloons listening to the live country music, and
it's different. And I've liked it after we've gotten through all the hurdles. I've enjoyed it. Everyone's wearing cowboy hats and cowboy boots, just kind of like. Having a good time, listening to live music. I mean, it's a fun place. And Bella's had a good time.
It's been an experience. I just think that the whole dynamic of how we got here kind of threw off the vibe a little bit for us. Going to a country concert tonight, celebrating, New Year's 2024. Next year is the significance is when you add it up, it's the number 8, which is supposed to signify the number of infinity and abundance and money and karma and everything good that you put out there, you get it back. So I don't know. I'm feeling next year is going to be a good year. I'm hoping, I'm praying. But I think that next year is going to be a good year overall. I think 2023 was a little bit of a smackdown for a lot of people, no? Or it was just like a lot of lessons were being learned in 2023.
It's an election year, 2024.
Thank you guys for watching the Bear Experiment podcast live. It is live. It's live for us from Nashville, Tennessee.
We're going to go see a concert now.
We're going to see a country concert right now, but if you guys can please help us grow this channel by subscribing to it and clicking on the link below, we would really appreciate that.
Now, I'd also like to add on the comment section, write what topics you want to see for 2024 from Monica. She's open to suggestions, and we welcome all of your feedback.
Thank you guys for watching the Bear Experiment podcast. See you guys in 2024.